mdhealthcoaching.com. Mend yourself, move, educate, nurse, decompress. All right, I'm in Bellingrath Gardens, Mobile, Alabama, and it is August 4th, 2021. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to kind of show you where I'm at right now. Boom. These here behind me are roses. I'm in the rose garden. Going to talk briefly this morning about my morning so far and about motivation, intrinsic motivation, and some tools that are effective in getting you to do the things that you want to do, that you tell yourself that you're going to do. And I'm not the biggest fan of Tony Robbins, but I do like some of his theories and approaches as far as moving, about using emotion and movement and dance and sound and reverberation and all of these things, and trying to boy, this is beautiful, huh? And trying to build motivation, build influence on others and yourself. And one of the videos that I watched of him probably a couple of months ago was basically the concept of must versus should. And what he says is that we have a tendency to should ourselves to death. Kind of like shit ourselves to death. It's should ourselves to death. And what we should be doing is replacing should with must. So basically, anytime you come to an awareness, an observation of what's going on in your mind, is that you're telling yourself you should do something instead of saying you should do it to yourself. Just change that to I must do it. And then see how many times a day you do that. So an example, and this is why I'm making this video right now, is came home late last night, probably 1-2 o'clock in the morning, took a shower, got in bed. Yesterday, at some point of the day, I told myself that, here, let me just stop and show you these roses. And a couple of weeks from now, all of these are just going to be 1,000 beautiful little, just beautiful little roses. So anyway, I told myself last night, or sometime during the day yesterday, that my plan for today on Wednesday was to cut the grass, the front yard. I knew it was going to take me about an hour. I knew that best case scenario was that I did it first thing in the morning because it's 115 degrees. So anyway, then of course I woke up this morning, kissed my wife goodbye as she went to work, and then I had the decision to make at that point. All right, so this morning, should versus must. So I thought to myself, should I get up and get this day started? Should I go back in bed, sleep for a couple more hours? And ultimately, because I've been through this process before and kind of beautiful, huh? And just kind of been building this thing over time, the must versus should thing. Fortunately, I was able to accomplish some musts instead of sleep on the shoulds. One thing that I did a while ago is when I first heard this, I was like, man, this seems quite useful, this concept. And so what I did was I looked for must stickers. You know, some people put those little yellow or, you know, fluorescent post-it notes all over the place. So I kind of wanted to do that, but in a sticker form. So I got onto eBay and looked for must stickers. And then there was one that was like a must zombie. So I got a couple of those. Then there were a few stickers that said, it must suck to be you. So what I did was I ordered a couple of those, and I cut the must, maybe it was like must keep moving or something like that for the zombie one. So anyway, I just cut the word must out of all these stickers and just put must on my bathroom sink mirror, and I put must on the steering wheel of my car, and I put the must suck to be you, the whole sticker, the whole sticker on the door handle, on the inside door handle of my truck. So I got must everywhere. Let's see. So anyway, so that was kind of the impetus for me to actually getting out. I was like, well, let me just accomplish one of these musts. And I think David Goggins maybe is the one. He says basically you're just collecting wins. So just the fact that I went through the process of thinking about the philosophy between should and must was a win. So there was a bunch of other things, and I said, well, let me try and collect a couple of wins and maybe have a super win morning, or at least kind of see how many I can get this morning. You know, it's like still early. So what I'm gonna do is one thing that I did was I got a composition notebook and I wrote the wins down. And just because of the fact that I got the book out, got the pen out, and wrote the first win, that was a win in itself, because journaling is one of the goals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of talk about some of these things that are in here and the order that I achieved these wins. All right, so here they go quickly. Wins for the day: journal, Wednesday, 8/4/21, 06:45. Should versus must conversation with myself. Number 2, put the garbage to the curb. I did that about 2 in the morning, but I had a couple bags. And when I came in last night, I told myself, when my wife wakes up and I wake up with her, I have to make sure that I go put that other bags of garbage out. And had I not done that, I probably would have been upset with myself, because I told myself that I should do it or I must do it. And if the next day it's not done, then I'm just kind of making excuses. Well, you know, I could just put those other 3 bags and they can just, you know, sit there and go out next week. That'd be fine. So man, I'm here at Bellingrath and people are just following me. It's fucking aggravating. So anyway, next one. Cleaned out the refrigerator. So I also got to clean out the refrigerator, so I wasn't aggravated about the week-old Jello and all of these other things that needed to go out. Right? Fed the dog, and then I also replaced the dog food that was empty. Started my clothes in the washing machine. Let's see, I started the wind journal. This is the wind journal, apparently. First time I ever did a wind journal. Number 7, I made the bed. Number 8, weighed myself, 186 pounds. Naked. Empty bladder. First thing in the morning. It's the only weight that matters. Number 9, I fixed the hot wire fence. It's something that just came up. Got delivered yesterday. So first thing I did was put on my shoes and went out and did that, just to get me outside of the house. Next thing I did was I put the license plate on my new trailer. Then I listened to some podcasts, Pima Chodron. Then I connected with my wife before she actually started work. Connected with somebody else I'm working with online. I listened to some more podcasts. I connected with Kaylee this morning. I gave her some money for her school outfits that she's going to go get. Let's see. She was inside cleaning the house, and it was kind of I didn't ask her to do it. She was just kind of doing it on her own volition, and I wanted to reward her for kind of having a little bit heightened awareness and observation and taking some personal responsibility in some of the chores around the house. Let's see what I did next. I made some black coffee. I stayed fasted for a while. I put on my heated belt that I've been using. It's a vibratory heating belt that I'm using to try and activate some of this fat around my belly. Then headed to Bellingrath Gardens, which is where I'm at now, and now I'm making a video. So that's 20 things of successful wins before 10 o'clock this morning, when very easily I could have just went back to sleep and still be sleeping right now. Instead, I've done all of these things. So the butterfly tried to get me. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. Just wanted to share this must. It's kind of the opposite of masturbation. It's the must orgasm. I don't know. But anyway, hope this was useful. Educate, move, nourish, decompress. Not particularly in that order. All right, adios. Have a good one, bro.